Hi guys, Abs here and welcome to this video. So in this video, I'm going to be going over and showing you a demo of our latest software, and it allows you to work with ChatGPT. It actually makes it probably 100-fold more powerful to work with, and much more hands-free as well. So anyway, I actually created this video before and I took you through a bunch of slide presentations that I created for you, but the video actually turned out to be very long. So instead what I'm going to do is focus more on the software, and I feel that as soon as I show you the software in action and show you what the software does, then you'd be in a position to determine exactly how powerful this is. So anyway, let me just take you and highlight a few points down here. The very first thing that I want to mention to you guys is, even though this is the first video that I've made about ChatGPT, I have actually been using it since November 2022. In fact, guys, we actually work with the OpenAI APIs. So we're working with the ADA model, the Curie model, and the Da Vinci model, and we were even fine-tuning our own models as well, and we've implemented them into a number of our tools. I'm not going to be discussing them at the moment, but the main thing is when you are fine-tuning, then it allows you to reduce the costs. But now we have the ChatGPT Turbo API, which is 10 times more cheaper than the Curie model. But I just want to point out, guys, that my software, or the software that I'm going to be demoing to you, doesn't even work with the API. So don't worry about that whatsoever. It's a total different piece of software, totally unique, totally something that we come out with ourselves after working with ChatGPT for such a long time, or since it was done. But you know what? I spent countless hours on there. And anyway, I just want to share some of my findings, and then we're going to go straight ahead to our actual software. So the very first thing that I want to make notes to is ChatGPT is really cool. And the reason it's cool is because it can help you do many things. It can do things like figuring out what keywords to target for your websites. It can create blog and social media posts. You can come up with blog post ideas or ideas to promote your websites. It can even create ebooks for you and troubleshooting codes. But the one thing that I want to bring to your attention is this part here. The effectiveness of AI is dependent on the proficiency of its user. So it's only as good as the user is able to instruct it to be or clearly guide it. Okay, so providing clear and precise instructions is essential to obtain the intended outcome. Okay, and this is why I really quickly want to go over prompt engineering. Prompt engineering, okay, so prompting is how we talk to AIs. It's like giving them instructions. And prompt engineering is a way to make sure the AI is giving us the best possible response. Okay, and to do this, we need to choose the right words and phrases to make our prompts as clear as possible. And this helps the AI understand what we want. And the slightest of changes that we make to our prompts can lead to totally and different responses. And this is why prompt engineering is very, very important. Okay, but I'm sure you guys know about prompt engineering as well and how important a prompt is. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly go over a few different types of prompts with you. So we've got zero-shot prompts, guys. Zero-shot prompts is the most basic type of prompt, basically. And the AI model will guess, or it'll try to best guess at how to complete this response for you. So when I was working with ADA and the Curie models, they weren't good whatsoever without fine-tuning. But as you can see, ChatGPT is absolutely fantastic. You give it a zero-shot prompt and it does a brilliant job at guessing what you want. So I've said here, give me 10 optimized titles about bodybuilding, and it's given me some fantastic titles down here. Okay, and then we have some one-shot prompts as well. Now, a one-shot prompt lets us provide the AI with one example of what we expect the outcome to be. Okay, and the AI will try to reply in a similar manner. So we would give them an explanation of what we want, and we would also give them an example. So as you can see here, I've said I need a short bullet point answers to my questions. I've given it a question, and then I've gone ahead and give it 3 answers, and then I'm asking it another question. And as you can see down here, it's giving me bullet point answers. But the one thing that I just want to point out here, guys, is what you'll see is I've given it 3 answers in my example, but in its response, it's actually given me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 replies down here. The next prompt type, which is called few shot prompts, allows us to refine this and make this as accurately or as precise as we want. So maybe you guys have some SEO software tools or some other different applications that you work with, and your articles need to be formatted in a certain way. And this is where you're going to be able to teach the AI models in very few prompts. So either one-shot prompts, few shot prompts, and you're going to be able to teach them how to output that for you. Here's another example as well. I will give you a keyword and you will write a segment in the following format: title, subtitle, introduction, paragraph. And my keyword is children, and as you can see down here, it's given us a title, a subtitle, and introduction paragraph. Okay, so now let's get over to few shot prompts. Okay, so few shot prompts, it lets us provide the AI with 3 or more examples of what we expect the output to be. This allows us to teach the AI this allows us to teach the AI how we want it to output its response. So as you can see down here, I've said generate a meta title and meta keywords for a keyword. And then I'm giving it 3 examples. I've said keyword SEO, I've given it a title and meta keywords. I've given it another keyword, and then I've given it a meta title, meta keywords. I've given it another keyword, a meta title, and meta keywords. So basically, I'm showing AI or ChatGPT exactly how I want it to respond to me for the keyword that I give it. And from here, you can see down here, guys, I've given it the keyword television, so it's gone ahead and given me a nice title and nice keywords. But one thing that I want you to pay attention to here is if you have a look at the examples that I gave it, where we've got meta keywords, I've actually gone ahead and given it 5 meta keywords for each example. And what did ChatGPT do? When it came and gave me a response, it also gave me 5 meta keywords in the example. Whereas in the one-shot prompt, as you can see down here, I didn't give it many examples. So you know what? It was quick enough and fast enough and clever enough to pick up that I wanted things like this, but you know what, it didn't actually I didn't give it enough examples to tell it that, you know what, I want it 5 or I want it 3 or whatever. Whereas in this one I did. And here's more examples down here: telephone, 5 meta keywords and obviously a title; watch, 5 meta keywords and a title as well. Okay guys, and this is probably the main area that I want to focus on, and I've called this chain of commands. It should be chain of commands because there's multiple commands, prompts. Okay, and this is what our software is going to allow you to do really, really well. Okay, it allows you to do your one-shot prompts. It allows you to do your 2-shot prompts as well, guys. But we're going to be talking about chain of commands. Think of it as strategies. Think of it as a way to get the utmost from a tool that needs to be tweaked. And our software allows you to do that. Okay, so anyway, let me just quickly go over this and explain what this is. So chain of commands prompting involves breaking a prompt into multiple prompts. And this allows us to guide the AI model towards a more complex response, such as generating a longer piece of text or completing a multi-step task. Okay, I just want to make a quick side note, guys. I don't know what you call this type of prompt. Okay, before I call this same chat prompts, I call this chat session prompts as well, but you know what, because we're doing multiple commands, I've decided to go with chain of commands prompts, guys. Okay, so I do apologize. Maybe there's already a name for this type of prompting out there, and if there is, then you know what, you guys hopefully can clue me on about it, and then I can start using that. But anyway, chain of commands, guys, is what I come up with, and let me explain how this works then. Okay, so each prompt in the chain of commands, or we should call it chain of prompts actually, so these commands are actually prompts. Okay, so each prompt builds on the previous one, providing more context and information to guide the AI model towards the desired response. This helps get much better, more precise and in-depth results. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick note down here, guys. So I just want to quickly mention that some people have mentioned that ChatGPT actually has a restriction or a character limit, and the character limit is 4,096 characters. I don't know how accurate this is, guys. I faced some character limits myself, but I haven't actually explored to see exactly how or how it's being affected. But I have worked around this. But anyway, so this 4,096 characters, it includes both the prompt and the response. Okay, so if your prompt is long, then it might be a wise idea to actually break that up. Okay, now let me show you an example of chain of prompts example. Okay, in this example here, guys, I actually used ChatGPT to do the research for me. It found my target audience and my pain points, and then we told it to go ahead and generate the article as well. Okay, so let me show you. I gave it 3 prompts, one after the other, guys, after waiting for its reply. Okay, so first of all, I gave it details about my business, and I told it to generate a bio for me. So I said business name, inspiration consultancy, services provided, market research and financial services, years in service, 25 years, target audience, small, medium-sized businesses with 1 to 100 employees, and then I've said, create a bio for my business and describe my target audience. Once it responded with this, I went ahead and gave it prompt number 2. I said, create a list of problems faced by my target audience that we provide the solution for. And then prompt number 3 was create an in-depth article that is optimized for my target audience, and personalized for my business. Be sure to include the list of problems faced and the solutions that my company can provide. Okay, now this gave me a very nice, long, informative article that had all the details in there that I needed. Okay, and this is what I refer to as chain of command prompts. Now, I'm going to be going ahead and showing you even more ways that we can use this and how we can get even more sophisticated with this as well. Okay, but I just want to mention that the chain of commands allows models to decompose complex problems into intermediate steps that are solved individually for a more complex answer. Okay, so now I'm going to give you an example of having one-shot prompt, or sorry, a zero-shot prompt versus a chain of command prompt down here. Okay, and you'll be able to see the differences as soon as I get onto the software as well. Okay, so the zero-shot prompt that I used was create an in-depth article about SEO, include 10 FAQs and a list of 10 tips, include an article summary for the article. And when added to ChatGPT, guys, this actually gave me 822 words. In fact, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and we can, we can actually start using this now and testing it while I'm actually doing this as well. So I'm in ChatGPT down here. I've got the Pro or the Plus version, guys. I'm going to paste this in here and I'm going to click on enter. And what we're going to do is we're going to just wait until this has been done. In fact, while this is getting done, we'll actually go ahead and have a look at the chain of prompts. Okay, so anyway, this gave us 822 words. The chain of prompts, though, is when we break this down into multiple parts. Okay, and so what we've done is we gave it 4 prompts. We said, create an in-depth article about SEO, create FAQs about the keyword SEO, create a list of tips about the keyword SEO, and write a summary for the article written. And this actually gave us 1,856 words, 10 FAQs and 10 tips. And when using the same chat session inside of ChatGPT, then everything remains in the session and acts like a chain of commands, guys. Okay, so anyway, let me go over to here. As you can see, this is done with a conclusion. It's given us 10 tips. It's given us 10 FAQs and it's given a short article down here. Okay, what I can do is I can actually right click this and I'm going to do save all responses, and I'm going to save this as response like that. I'm going to quickly go over to the editor and import this in here. Here we go, response, and I'm going to show you quickly how much content we got down here. Okay, so look at this, guys. This is even worse. We got 298 words from this. Okay, now this was using the zero-shot prompt. Okay, what I mentioned down here is how we split this up into a chain of commands prompts to get even better results. So what I'm going to do is quickly go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that manually myself. I've actually got this built down here. So I've got this strategist section down here, and I believe I got it under content. I'm going to have a look. I've got 4 steps. I'm going to edit this and show you exactly what we've got down here. So I've got create an in-depth article about my keyword. Okay, create FAQs about the keyword. I've got create a list of tips about the keyword. And then I've said write a summary for the article written. Okay, and this is how I want to actually save it. So what you're seeing is I've got output 1, which comes from prompt 1, and that's going to be the article. Output 2 is from prompt 2, which is going to be about the FAQs. Output 3 is from prompt 3, which is about tips, and output 4 is the actual summary. I don't have to put any of these things in there, guys, but I've separated them just to give you an understanding of how this works. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to go over to automation now. I'm going to go ahead and choose content. I'm going to go ahead and choose the steps. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my keyword, SEO. I'm going to choose a save path. And I'm going to reduce this time. Okay, so you've actually got a delay and everything down here as well, guys. But anyway, this makes it totally unique for us now. And so what we're doing here is we're actually telling the software, create an in-depth article about SEO when you've, and then it's going ahead and it's creating the article for us. Okay, so what we've done is in the first one, we said, you know what, go ahead and create an article about SEO, include tips, include FAQs, and add a summary as well, all into one. Now what we're doing is splitting it up into chain of commands. Okay, so what you'll see is the software does everything for us. So there it goes. Now it's adding in create our FAQs for the software or for the keyword. And I'm not going to actually make any changes to this guy. So I'm going to leave my mouse where it is, not make any changes, and you're going to be able to see exactly how this works as well. Okay, so anyway, this is doing the FAQs, and we're on FAQ 7 now. And one thing to note, guys, I didn't actually tell the software, or I didn't tell ChatGPT how many FAQs to add. So it actually gave us 8 FAQs, and now it's going ahead and creating a list of tips for us. Okay, and the tips are done, and now it's going to go ahead and create the article summary for us as well. Okay, so this is what I call chain of commands, guys. Okay, and the only issue about chain of commands, I'll actually go over to the issues in a moment. I just want to show you really quickly before I get back over to the presentation on what this has done. So this is the article that is created for us, 1,406 words. It's given us an article. As you can see, I've got the article and then the output. Then it's given us the FAQs, then it's given us the tips, and then it's gone ahead and given us the summary down here as well. Again, guys, you can change exactly how the output works, and hopefully I'll show you some demos throughout this video to give you an idea of how this works. Okay, so anyway, let me get back over to the presentation, guys. So this gives you a distinct view at exactly what happens when you add the one prompt versus when you add a chain of prompts. Okay, and remember, guys, using the same chat session, make sure everything remains on target. So what we could have done here is we could have said, create an in-depth article about SEO, now write FAQs about the keyword. In fact, should we go ahead and do that? Let's go ahead and do that, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to open up one of these strategy windows that I got. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to copy these. I want to show you exactly how easy it is to make your own strategies inside of here as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, add these down here. I'm going to replace this with my keyword. And the reason I'm doing this is to make it dynamic, so then I can go ahead and pull up this strategy whenever I want. In fact, guys, I'm not going to even go ahead and add a new strategy from here. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the strategy that we've already got. So I'm going to go over to content. I'm going to go over to 44 steps, and I'm going to go over to edit. And now I'm going to say, create an in-depth article about SEO. On this one, I'm saying create FAQs about the keyword SEO. I'm going to say, create FAQs about the article. About the article created. Create a list of tips about the article created. Write a summary for the article written. Okay, I'm going to click on update and done. And what we can do is we can actually go back over and run this automation again. In fact, we'll leave everything the same. I'll click on start. And this is going to go ahead and run the automation. But this time we've only told it our keyword once. And we're using the same chat session to tell it, you know what, you've already written us an article. Now go ahead and add some FAQs. Now go ahead and add some tips. Okay, we'll come back to this in a moment to see how it turns out. In the meantime, I just want to go over and show you some of the issues or some of the things from the presentation. So anyway, here's another example of a regular prompt, guys. Create a zero shot prompt. Create an optimized article using the 5 headings below. Add relevant content under each heading. Write 1,000 words. Headings: head 1, head 2, head 3, head 4, head 5. Okay, this generated 621 words. Okay, and then I went and gave it a chain of commands prompts. I said headings: head 1, head 2, head 3, head 4, head 5. And then I said generate relevant content for heading 1 and heading 2. Then I said generate relevant content for heading 3 and heading 4, and then prompt number 3 was generate relevant content for heading 5 and create an article conclusion. And this generated 1,114 words. Okay, so the thing to take away from this, guys, is you're able to get a much more sophisticated and in-depth response. As you can see, guys, you don't even have to have the software in front of you to see the actual response. But anyway, let's go ahead into the editor. Let's pull that article in. And let's see what happened here. Okay, so we've got SEO, the basics of SEO, advanced SEO strategies. So we've got a nice article down here. Okay, now let's have a look at the FAQs. Okay, what is SEO? Why is SEO important? What are the basics of SEO? What are some advanced SEO strategies? What are the benefits of SEO? How long does it take to see results from SEO? Can I do SEO myself, or do I need to hire an agency? Okay, so we've got some nice questions down here, and these questions have been created from this article. So as you can see, the benefits of SEO, advanced SEO strategies. So these FAQs are related to the actual article. Tips for effective SEO: conduct keyword research, optimize your website, build high quality backlinks. So we've got some nice tips, and then we've got a summary. Search engine optimization is a process of optimizing your website, and brilliant stuff. 1,224 words, guys. Okay, so I think that's about it, guys. This is the main things that I wanted to explain to you about prompt engineering and prompting, and why what I call chain of commands prompts is my go-to method of working with this. Now, I just want to go over some of the problems that I faced with ChatGPT. I did have all of these in an animation series, guys, but you know what? It just takes so long to go through that I'm going to go through these now. So the very first problem was ChatGPT has a character limit, so both the prompt and the response is counted. This makes it harder to generate long-form content. I just gave you an example a minute ago, guys, when we actually created this article. This article only worked out to be 200 and something words, and that was using a prompt that we broke up into 4 parts, and then we were able to get like 1,000 something words from there, guys. Okay, so this is one of the problems that I faced with ChatGPT. Another problem that I faced was it frequently cuts out. So just now we didn't see it cut out, but it frequently cuts out halfway through replies. This means you have to regenerate the response, and it doesn't always complete its response as well, guys. Okay, and when you want to, and running multiple prompts and then copying, pasting them can take time and effort. So for example, if we have a look at this prompt down here that we just created, we would have had to done one prompt, wait until it completes, add the second prompt, wait until it completes, add the third, add the fourth. Okay, so it can take a bit of time, and it is kind of tedious. And with working with ChatGPT, there is no real organization. And I know there's Chrome plugins, I know there's all these plugins you can get as well, but finding the commands to use, being able to easily save your commands, being able to recall those commands to reuse again, isn't something that is very easy at the moment, guys. There's just no real organization with it. Okay, and the response is only as good as your prompt, so it's important to provide a good prompt for a solid response, guys. Okay, what you saw down here. Okay, let me show you what we done down here. So we gave ChatGPT a prompt. Okay, and then it gave us a response. What we done now is we turned around and said to him, now create some FAQs from the article created. So our response really, or our prompt, is this now. So the response that we got back from ChatGPT has become our prompt, and it become a fantastic prompt that we got some excellent results for the FAQs and what have you as well. Okay, so let me have a look. Okay, generating lots of content can get expensive using the API. The new GPT Turbo API is actually 10 times more cheaper than working with things like DaVinci and other models. But you know what? The costs start to add up, especially when you have multiple websites and you're looking to target multiple locations or maybe multiple keywords, and you want to become the authority in your niche. Okay, and let's just say you wanted a 1,500 word article. If you include that in your prompt, then you're almost never going to get 1,000 words from from ChatGPT. In fact, you know what? I've actually got a prompt down here that gives an example of this. We'll actually go ahead and do this down here. Here we go. Okay, create an optimized. Oops. Here we go. Create an optimized article using the 5 headings. Okay, we won't do that because we're gonna have to add headings. We'll just go over here and you know what, this will give me something to show you. Okay, so I'm going to say my keyword is SEO. I want you to create a blog post. All of these are customizable, by the way. You can add to them, you can delete from them as well. Okay, my audience that I want to create it for is I want to create it for entrepreneurs. The format, I don't want to add a format on there. Any extras, okay, I'll start with an attention grabbing short hook. Again, guys, you can change all of these and you can add to them. And this is really cool because the more you start using this software, the more it grows with you, the more you're going to be able to get more precise with your prompts as well. The tone that I'm going to use is I'm going to use a professional tone. Okay, and now I'm going to generate the prompt and it says write a blog post about SEO in a professional tone for entrepreneurs. Start with an attention grabbing short hook. And now I'm going to say write 1,000 words. Okay, and I'm going to open up a new chat session. I'm going to copy and send and just send it. Okay, so I've actually told it to write 1,000 words now, and I've tried to make a quick prompt down here. In fact, guys, I'm going to show you how we're going to be able to tell ChatGPT to write content about SEO in a professional style, in a simple style, in a, you know, whatever other tone you want to use, or for whatever audience. And you're going to be able to spin all these using the automation, guys, which makes it really, really cool. But anyway, we're aiming for 1,000 words. This is what we've asked ChatGPT to do for us. It's done. In conclusion, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save all responses and I'm going to save them as RE. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and import it into the editor, RE, and it's given us 619 words, guys. Okay, so as you can see, even though we tell ChatGPT to give us 1,000 words, it's still not doing that, guys. Okay, which isn't very cool of it. Now, we could have expanded on this, and we could have said include FAQs, include lists, and you know what, it could have probably made it a little bit longer, but you know what, we didn't get what we wanted from the prompt that we asked it. Okay, so this is another problem that you frequently can face with ChatGPT. Okay, other issues is about AI generated content. Can it get detected? Is this a problem? And are there ways to remain safe if this ever did become a problem? Okay, so this is something that I've decided to discuss later on, guys. I don't actually want to go over this at the moment, but just to let you know, I've got a bunch of case studies that are going on at the moment with AI generated content. Just remember, make your content useful, make it for your targeted audience. But again, this is something that we're going to discuss later. But is there anything that we can do if this later did become a problem? And the answer is yes, and I want to be sharing those details with you in a moment as well. Okay, and all AI models have a cutoff date. So that means any current events or updated events can't be outputted by the AI model. And I'm going to be showing you how we can actually use our latest software to get fresh data and fresh results. Okay, and the solution that we got is our latest software, which we've called Prompt Generator AI. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you this now, and I'm going to show you this step by step to show you exactly how we can work with this. So I've already showed you what we can do here. Okay, so this is just a prompt generator. It allows you to generate prompts very easily, and if you ever like a certain writing style, so for example, let's just say, for example, you liked, let's just say there was one style called step by step. So what you could do, you could say step by step, and you could save that down here, and later on, next time when you come down here, you could say, you know what, write an article or write a step by step guide, or whatever it is that you want. So it's really cool because it allows you to reuse words. As mentioned to you, the words and phrases that we use are very powerful when it comes to prompting. Okay, and this allows you to have all that control there. Okay, the second thing that I want to point out is we got a browser down here, and we also have an editor. This editor allows you to do a bunch of things, which I'm going to be showing you in a moment. Of course, it allows you to do small and regular things like making something bold, you know, putting this into a heading or what have you, and everything else that you can do from an editor, you can use in source mode or whatever. But anyway, let me show you exactly what you can do with this. So the very first thing that I want to bring to your attention is working with live data. Let's just say, for example, okay, you're on Google. Okay, let's just go to Neil Patel how to create a link. Okay, so here we go. How to get backlinks for a new site with no money. Okay, so as you can see, he's got a nice long form article down here. I like this article. It's a brilliant article and it's probably getting a lot of traffic from this. What I can do now is just turn around and say, you know what, ChatGPT, I want you to go ahead and make me an article from this. And the way I can do this, I can just go ahead and click on, I can go to ChatGPT tab again, or I can actually work in this browser tab as well. But we'll go to ChatGPT, I'm going to click on URL, and I'm going to add Neil Patel's website down here. Now I've got an option. Do I want to go ahead and scrape the headings? And if I want to scrape the headings, then I can click on scrape and I'll go ahead and do that. And if I click on this here, it gives me a prompt that's going to be sent to ChatGPT with the actual headings. And the same as if I have scrape headings and paragraphs. So this one's summarize. Okay, so this can go ahead and summarize. We'll actually have a look at these in a moment. And there's another one down here as well where you can scrape LSI. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and scrape headings. Okay, so I'm going to click on scrape, and as you can see, it's scraping. It says complete, and we're going to come down here, and I'm going to quickly click on shift and enter. And what this allows me to do is just widen this section up here to show you what we've got down here. So these are all of the headings on Neil Patel's website, and I'm just going to remove these down here really quick, and I'm going to go ahead and click on enter. Okay, so what's happening down here is we've literally gone ahead and scraped the content or all the headings from Neil Patel's website, and we've told the software or we've told ChatGPT use the headings noted below and make an article for us. And as you can see, we've got articles with tips in there, you know, the important to know how to get backlinks and what have you. So it's a really cool way to actually work with this and get data from there. Now let's just say, for example, we went over to Google. I think I can click on back. And let's just say we've done something like latest crypto news. Oops. Okay, and let's say you went over to this CoinDesk article. Okay, and let's go over to this one here, cryptonews.com. And this is an article down here. Okay, this ain't really an article, is it? This is all. These are the home pages. Let me try and scrape search for something else. Latest crypto news on USDC. Okay, we'll go over to routers. Okay, so this looks like it's got more content in there. Brilliant. Okay, so what we can do now is, let's just say, for example, this was an article, a long article, you wanted to know about it, but you're like, damn, that's a lot to read. What you can do now is you can go over to the software. I'm going to go to a new chat. You can go over to the software and turn around and say, you know what, I want you to visit this. I want you to scrape all of the headings and all of the paragraphs. Okay, and we're going to let that continue. And it's done down here. What we can see down here now is we can see all of the content and all of the headings from this. And we're telling ChatGPT summarize the following contents into one easy to understand article. Okay, so now it's saying major cryptocurrencies has stabilized after US authority announced plans to limit the fallout from the collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank. The issue of USDC stablecoin Circle said it remained redeemable with the dollar. Okay, so anyway, this is brilliant, guys, because you know what, a little while ago there was a big issue with the Silicon Valley Bank, and USDC had about $3 billion worth of money inside of the Silicon Valley Bank. So that depegged the USDC. Now this is new news, guys. Okay, this is up-to-date news. Now what I've done is, instead of me having to read all of this content, I've gone ahead to ChatGPT and said, you know what, go ahead and just summarize this URL for me, and it's gone ahead and summarized it for us. In fact, what we can do is we can go back over to Google, for example. Now let's just say, for example, we've got all of these websites down here. What we can do now is we can say, in fact, let's work with SEO, guys, so then you get a better understanding. Let's do it with what is a backlink. Okay, and the reason I'm doing this, guys, is because I know that you'll be able to follow along really nicely. Instead of me coming out with, you know, cryptocurrency examples, I might as well focus on something that we all work together in. So now what I can do is I can actually click on get. Okay, when I'm on Google, and what's happened now, it's scraped all of the URLs. These are the top 10 ranking sites for our keyword that are ranking in Google. And now I can turn around and say, you know what? Calculate the LSI terms. Go and get me the top 20 LSI terms for all of these sites that are ranking for the keyword what is a backlink. I can increase this higher as well if I wanted to, guys. But anyway, watch what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to come down here. And what you can see now is we've got backlinks, links, search, Google, page, backlink site. And what this prompt is saying here is write an optimized blog post with the headings and list using the following keywords. I can click on enter and it's going to go ahead and write titled The Ultimate Guide to Building Backlinks for Your Website's SEO. It's giving us an introduction. Why are backlinks important for SEO? How to build backlinks for your website. Okay, I haven't even told ChatGPT what I wanted to write about. Well, obviously I have because I've given it keywords down here. But what we've done is we've actually used the top 10 ranking sites inside of Google, and we've gone and scraped all of the content, or in fact we scraped we scraped all of the content, then we put the content side by side and calculated what are the most important words, and this is what we called LSI terms. Okay, and then we went ahead and told ChatGPT to go ahead and create an article for us based on those LSI terms. In fact, what we can do as well, guys, if we wanted to, we can turn around and say, you know what, go ahead and scrape the headings. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, or we can go ahead and scrape all of the content from all of these websites, and then go ahead and summarize it. But just remember, there is a character limit on ChatGPT, so the chances of you getting all the headings and paragraphs added to ChatGPT is going to be very unlikely because they're not going to accept it. So instead, you could do something like scrape headings, click on scrape. This is going to go out there and scrape all the headings for us from all of these websites, and then it's going to go, and we already know they're the top 10 ranking sites, and now it's going to add all of the headings down here. Okay, and what I can do now is I can turn around and say to ChatGPT, you know what, write me an article of these or summarize this or whatever I want. Let's just try summarizing it. Oops. Okay, I've said summarize the following headings into one article, and now it's saying backlinks are links that point from one website to another. Okay, and it's going ahead and it's adding content for us, and it's adding content based on all of the headings that we added or that we took from the top 10 ranking sites inside of Google. Okay, so this is brilliant stuff, guys. But what I want to focus on now is obviously the URL feature is brilliant. Scraping headings, scraping the headings and paragraphs, and scraping the LSI is brilliant stuff. But what I want to do now is just show you what we can actually do. Okay, so in fact what we'll do, we'll actually take this here. Okay, save all responses. I'm going to save this as 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we'll bring it inside of the editor down here, guys. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it's only a little bit of text. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. We've got 863 words. Okay, what we can do is we can use this browser tab to do multiple actions. So I've actually got a bookmark section down here. I can click on this here, and what this does, it allows us to go over to a website where it's going to try and detect AI content. I can paste this down in here, and I can say check. Okay, and now it's going to check to see if this is AI content or not. Oh, brilliant. So this is actually saying 1%. So maybe this isn't working, guys. But anyway, what I wanted to show you is let's go over to another one. Okay, we'll do RE. Okay, this is 619 words. Now, this website might not be the best website to use for AI detection. I know there's a website called originality.org. I actually use them as well, guys. And I'm actually saving my credits to show you this in a next video as well. So anyway, this is saying 100% AI generated content. So what we can do from this editor now is we can turn around and say, you know what, I want you to translate this content from English into, for example, Chinese, and then I want you to translate it back from Chinese into English. Okay, and we're not using ChatGPT for this, or we're not using AI for this, so hopefully this will give us content that is not as doesn't spam or that doesn't scream AI. Okay, so I'm rechecking this now, and it hasn't made a difference whatsoever, guys. Okay, sometimes it makes a difference, sometimes it doesn't. In this example, it didn't. But what we can do also is we can actually spin the article. We can turn around and say, yep, spin it. I believe spinning the article ends up in the app folder. We're still making so many changes to this software, guys. Okay, so this one is from the 14th of March, that's today. Okay, so what we can do, 9:51, yeah, that's now. Okay, I can actually just copy this, guys. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to paste this into the editor. Okay, so this has got 628 words now. So we'll go over to the browser. This is after coming out of Spin Rewriter. I'll click on check. And as you can see down here, now we've got a 1% chance that it's written by AI. And this text is mainly written by a human, guys. And this was after spinning it. So as mentioned to you, I'm going to be explaining and discussing multiple other things that we can do, or multiple other things that we should take into consideration when we're putting this kind of content on our websites. But the first thing to take away from this is that there are a number of things that you can do. Try to add your own point of views in here, or your own touch inside of the articles that get generated. Make sure you style them nicely as well, and make sure your prompts are really cool. Now let's go ahead and have some fun with this software. Now I know this has actually been a very long video as well, 39 minutes, guys. I promise you the last video was like 1 hour 15 minutes, and it took much more longer on the presentation side. So anyway, let me talk you through some of the strategies, guys. So with strategies, they're really cool. This allows you to add strategies, which means they're doing chain of commands. It's doing one prompt after the next prompt after the next prompt. Let me go over and show you one of these. So for example, we've got this 5-part article. Okay, if I click edit on here, let's see what's happening down here. Okay, so I've got create a list of 5 topics related to my keyword, ranked in order of popularity, provide the 5 results below. Okay, then I've got as my second prompt, write a long form informative article for researchers written in a professional tone about topic 1. Okay, so we've already told it in the first prompt to give us topics, 5 topics, and now I'm telling it in the first or in the second prompt to write about topic 1. Okay, the article should include relevant frequently asked questions with answers, begin the article with an attention-grabbing hook, and end with a paragraph that smoothly introduces topic number 2. Okay, and then on prompt number 3, I've got write about topic 2 and introduce paragraph and introduce topic 3. Okay, and in the fourth one I've got write about topic 3, introduce topic 4. In the fifth one I've got write about topic 4, introduce topic 5, and in the final one I've got write about topic 5 and then create a summary of all 5 topics. Okay, and I'm asking it to do all of this using markdown formatting. Okay, so let me just quickly explain what this part is here. Okay, in fact, guys, what I'll do, I'll actually remove this. Once I remove this, all I have to do is tell the software generate shortcodes. The software realizes that we've got 6 prompts in here, and for every prompt it's created us an output file or an output down here, guys. And what we can do now is we can go ahead, change the order of the output, or we can go ahead and add other things in there. So what I done is I actually added it like this. So I said article topics output 1, and then the article is all of this down here. We'll actually go ahead and run that so you can see exactly how this works. Okay, content, and we've got a 5-part article, and we're just going to go ahead and click on start. And I'm going to show you this in action now, guys, so that if we see that ChatGPT cuts out, you can see how the software reacts. If you see any other issues that you normally get with ChatGPT, then you're going to be able to see how that works and how the software works with it. So anyway, here's the markdown format using topic 1. So this is keyword. Okay, I'll just let this go and then we'll talk about it later. I should mention as well, guys, I'm actually using the ChatGPT Plus account. You don't have to have a Plus account, but if you do have a Plus account, then it does make things much more faster when it's producing content, and at the same time it increases your hourly limit. Okay, so as you can see there, guys, topic on page optimization, which is absolutely brilliant. Oh, and because it didn't complete its response, as you can see, we've told it to continue. And controlling those continues, guys, you can actually do here, response retries. Topic 3, topic 4, and what have you, guys. Anyway, so this is exactly how this works. I'm going to go ahead and close this automation. And the reason I'm going to close this automation, guys, is because number 1, you've seen exactly how it works when it doesn't complete. And number 2, I don't want this to go on and, oops, stop generating as well. Okay, so I need to have this stop generating, and of course I've got to stop the automation as well. So this is brilliant stuff, guys. It allows us to really go out there and create some fantastic stuff. Let me show you a few more things that we can do with this as well. So if I go go over to content, and now I'm going to go over to, we've got long form content, long tail article, article from outline. Let's see what this is. Okay, so I'm here telling ChatGPT, generate an optimized article outline for my keyword. And then I'm telling it, now create an in-depth long form article using the outline that you created. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this one, and then I'll actually show you how to create local articles as well. Okay, so this one was a article from outline, and I'm gonna click on start. Okay, so now I'm asking ChatGPT to create an outline for me. So this is the outline that it's creating for me for our keyword SEO. As I mentioned to you, our output is only going to be good as our response. So because I want ChatGPT to create an optimized article for us about our keyword, I could turn around and say to it, you know what, go ahead and create me an optimized article about our keyword. But instead what I've done is I've turned around and said to it, research my keyword and create me an outline about it. And now go ahead and create an article from that outline that you created. And that's exactly what we're getting down here. Okay, I'm gonna let this complete because I'm hoping that you can see how the software works. Okay, so it didn't finish its response. So as you can see, we clicked on continue, telling it to continue. I am sorry about how long this is taking, guys. And I've skipped so much. There's so many parts that I just haven't even had the chance to explain to you because there's so much that's included with this software. I mean, here's another example. I can click on X. I click on, and it's gone closed. But really what's happening is you don't need to even look at the software working. You can right click this now, you can say show, and as you can see, it's still working for us. It's still sending the commands to tell it to complete and what have you. You can minimize it, you can go ahead and you can continue with what you were doing. You can, you know, you don't have to watch any of this. In fact, this isn't something that I do. The only reason that I'm actually showing you this, when I say this isn't something that I do, then I mean I don't watch the software write all the content for us. I add in my automations, I add in multiple keywords if I want to have multiple keywords, I add in my delays, and then I tell the software to go ahead and work, and then I go ahead and minimize it, and I don't have to have a look at it. But as you can see, this article is much more larger, and the reason it's larger is because it's covering every single topic in that outline that ChatGPT went and done. So now it's working on schema markup, and it's really cool because we're getting nice little lists near each area as well. Okay, so this is number 8, common mistakes to avoid. You know, keyword stuffing, duplicate content, broken links. Now it's staying up to date with the SEO best practices, and I think we're almost done. Okay, I'll just let it continue. Conclusion. And we're done. Fantastic stuff. How cool was that? Okay, so that's all been done for us. If I go over to editor, I'll click on import. Here's the article, and this article has done 2,721 words. Okay, now in this article, we gave it 2 commands. We told it to create an outline, then we told it to create the actual article for us. But as you can see, it kept cutting out. So the software was intelligent enough to tell it to go ahead and continue. Okay, so as you can see, we've had to say continue multiple times because the content was just too long for ChatGPT to generate in one output. Okay, let me show you something else, guys. Okay, I'm going to show you really quickly about keywords, and then I'll show you about local articles as well. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll actually go ahead and create a website keyword blueprint. Okay, so how about that? Okay, let's have a look at this one first. This one's keywords, categories, and posts. Let's see what this does. I'll type in SEO again and click on start. Okay, so this is really cool, guys, and the only reason it's cool is because, let's just say, for example, you've gone out there and you're creating a website and you're not sure what to create content about, or you don't know what to do. So what this does, it just gives you really quickly, your keyword is SEO. Now it's going to give you some keywords related to SEO, search engine optimization, website optimization, keyword research, on-page optimization, and then it gives you some categories that you can use inside of your blogs. So you might be working with Buffer Site Wizard, you might be working with brand new WordPress blogs, you need categories, you need keywords, you even need blog post ideas. So look at this, it's given us 23 3 blog post ideas that we can work with that as well. Okay, in fact, what we might want to do is we might want to go and do something for bodybuilding. Click on start, and now it's going to go ahead and create us the same output but for bodybuilding. So now we've got keywords for bodybuilding, now we've got categories for bodybuilding, and now we've got blog posts for bodybuilding, guys. Okay, and this, I just want to show you how I done this, guys, because I believe I used a two-shot prompt for this. So this will give you an example of how I used two-shot prompts. Let me go over to prompts, let me go over to content. One second and I'll be able to find it. I know I called it something like cats or something. Oh yeah, here we go. Keywords cats post. Here we go. I told you I called it. So here we go. It's a 1, 2, 3. We've done a few shot prompt. Okay, so I've said generate a website optimization plan giving keywords, categories, and suggested blog post titles or topics for a keyword. Then I've gone ahead and given it my keyword. I've given it keywords. I've gone ahead and given it category names, and I've gone ahead and given it blog post titles as well, and I've done this for all 3. And what this allows us to do now is to get responses back just like this, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so this is a trained response. Okay, let me show you something else as well. We'll do a website keyword blueprint. Okay, I'll click on start, and I'm going to keep this open so you can see exactly what's happening, and then we'll go ahead and see the results. I think there's about 3 or 4 commands in here, guys. We can actually have a look. So I'll go over to keywords. I'll go over to keywords. I'll go to website blueprint, click on edit, and there's actually 3 responses down here. I'm saving output 1, output 2, and then I've got silo and output 3. Okay, so as you can see, it wasn't able to complete, so it just provided information on how to stay motivated in your bodybuilding journey, it should be. And obviously we realized that, we clicked on continue. Okay, it hasn't completed again, so we've continued it. Sometimes what happens is you can see these tables, they break up, so sometimes we might have to do a bit of cleaning up when we actually get the results. But as you can see, it's missing a TD, and it instantly started on the next TD. This is something that sometimes we have to work around, guys. Okay, so anyway, this has been done, and now it's going on to prompt number 2, and it's asking it to expand on the blueprint and make it larger. Okay, so it can take a little bit of time, guys. You know, we're waiting for ChatGPT to get this done. I should mention to you as well, guys, when we were actually working with the API models, we still do, you know, when we're working with things like, you know, some of our web-based services or even some of our other tools, then they work with the API. They don't work like this tool. Now, when you're actually working with the API, then you get exactly the same issues. You know, you'll tell you'll tell the API to go ahead and generate you a certain amount of content, but it will never go ahead and generate you that much amount of content. So what we do is we actually go and build it in chunks. So we'll go out there and say, you know what, create an article about, you know, this keyword in whatever tone for whatever audience and whatever your prompt includes, and then we'll go ahead and say, now go ahead and create, and then we'll go ahead and create a summary of that article, and then then we'll say using this summary, go and create FAQs, and then we'll say using this summary, go and create tips, using this summary, go ahead and do something else, and then we'll go ahead and create segments. So we'll use multiple API requests, and then we'll go and merge them together. Now this isn't a chain of commands prompt, but in one sense it is, guys, and the reason behind it is because we're generating content, we're summarizing it, we're sending the summary to generate more content. Okay, but obviously it doesn't work as well as ChatGPT chat sessions works, and this is why my go-to way of doing my research and my content and everything is inside of this tool. I mean, you're watching this all go through, guys. You don't have to. You'd be minimizing this and you'd let this run for multiple keywords, and then you'll come back to it whenever you want and you'll be able to work with it. Okay, so let this complete. It is taking quite some time. Let me just see if there's anything that I missed on the presentation. Okay, this was actually a role-based prompt, guys, where you actually can tell ChatGPT to act like someone. So you can turn around. On this example, I said, you're a Greek god that's come back to life. You can even tell it to write in the style of people. So, you can say write in the style of Shakespeare or write in the style of Neil Patel, if that's what I wanted to do. Okay, so this has been done. We'll go over to the editor. We'll click on import and we'll click on, was it bodybuilding? Okay, it was bodybuilding. Here we go, and it was bodybuilding. Okay, so now what we got is we got keywords, we got categories, we got titles, and we got instructions. Okay, so it's saying the keyword is bodybuilding, the category is introduction. Okay, so it's saying this is like an introduction category, and then it's saying the titles that this suggests to put inside of this category would be the benefits of bodybuilding, a beginner's guide to bodybuilding, and the different types of bodybuilding. And then it says write a brief introduction to bodybuilding and its benefits, create 3 blog post titles that cover different aspects of bodybuilding that will interest your readers, include tips and advice on how to get started and what to expect. So this is fantastic stuff, guys. You could actually go ahead now to ChatGPT and you could say, write me an article about the benefits of bodybuilding. In the article, add some add an introduction to the benefits of bodybuilding and include tips and advice on how to start to expect or what to expect. These are your prompts down here. Then you do the same for title number 2 and title number 3. As you can see, we've got muscle building. This is saying adding in the training category. And then we've got things like the best exercise for muscle building, how to build muscle mass quickly, muscle building tips for women. And as you can see down here as well, the categories are actually repeated, and the software does tell you suitable categories for the keywords that it's adding. So for the cardio in the training category, the importance of cardio in bodybuilding. For workouts, the best workouts for bodybuilding. Okay, and if we continue to go down, you'll see we've got plenty of keywords down here and plenty of titles. And now the expanded version. Okay, so it might have some repeats in there. Sometimes ChatGPT fails, so I actually go ahead and add both of them down here. Okay, so as you can see, we've got bodybuilding, muscle building, nutrition, supplements, cardio, workouts, motivation, bodybuilding competitions, bodybuilding for women, bodybuilding for seniors, bodybuilding for teens, bodybuilding for beginners, strength training, bodybuilding for weight loss. So it's an extensive list, guys. Okay, so this is why I call this a website keyword blueprint, because you can create a blueprint for your entire website before you actually even create it. And then you can go ahead. Planning is key. Okay, and this will allow you to plan out your site really nice and easily. Okay, and now we've got a silo structure. This silo structure, guys, sometimes it gets styled differently. This time it's styled differently as well compared to what I see all the time. Okay, but anyway, what this is doing is basically just sorted out all of our titles with the actual categories. So in the training category, we've got the best exercises for building muscle, how to build muscle mass quickly, the best cardio exercises for bodybuilding. Okay, for something like for supplements, for example, we've got the best supplements for bodybuilding, how to choose the right supplements for bodybuilding, the pros and cons of a pre-workout supplement. Mental health, how bodybuilding can improve your mental health, the connection between bodybuilding and mental health, coping with mental health health issues through bodybuilding. So as you can see, guys, this is brilliant stuff. Okay, this is stuff that you would probably go ahead and charge others to create. Okay, so if you are providing SEO services already, or you are going out there and you're creating websites for yourself, then this is something that you'd be paying for, or this is something that you'd be charging for. Okay, because it's done all of the work for you. And you know what, guys, you can do this as many times as you want by just running the automation script. In fact, I could have gone out there and put bodybuilding, I could have done SEO, and I could have done, I don't know, WhatsApp, whatever, and it'll go out there and do everything for us. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, let me show you a few more things, guys. Okay, it's nearly an hour already, but I've still got so much more to show you. Let me show you local articles now. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the local article, and I'm going to go to locals, and I've actually got short codes in this. I'm going to explain everything to you while I go along. So I've got city. Let's go over with city first. Okay, the city that I want to create content for is London, and I want to use the same city all the time. Okay, I'm going to click on save. Now I'm going to go over to area. Oops. Yeah, now I'm going to go over to area. The areas in London that I want to create content for is Westminster, Islington, and let's do another one, Barnet. Okay, so these are 3 areas inside of London. I'm going to click on save. Okay, so we can confirm that this is working. We'll go to city, click on show. We've got London. Go over to area, click on show, and we've got these 3 areas down here. So now I'm going to tell the software, make me 3 articles about plumber. Okay, and I've got a business profile as well. Okay, so I've got 2 profiles that I've added down here. I can add my own business profiles. Very easy to add the profiles. Let me just show you exactly what I've done. So plumbers for you, I'll click on edit, and as you can see, it says name of business, plumbers for you. Years in business, 35 years. Engineer type, professional and friendly. Services offered, emergency plumbing, boiler installation, boiler repairs, leaking tap, showers, bathrooms and kitchens. And the target audience, homeowners and renters. Extra details, awarded 5 stars, awarded 5-star reviews and featured on TV. I've actually got one for authority indexer as well, guys. If we get a chance, I'll actually take you through and show you what kind of details we were able to create just by using a bio for authority indexer. It was absolutely fantastic, guys. It doesn't stop to amaze me, to be honest. It has made things so much easier. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this, guys. Okay, we're going to use the plumbers for you profile. I'll click on start. Okay, and what you're going to see is it's saying down here now, this is an article for homeowners in Westminster, London. Okay, and what it's saying down here is telling you about services offered. It's told them that we're plumbers for you. We've got 35 years of experience. And check this out, guys. Places of interest, Westminster Abbey, the Houses of Parliament. Okay, so these are local attractions nearby areas. Now we're creating an article for Islington in London. Okay, again, it's going ahead and adding all of our details in there. You could actually change these prompts as well, guys, if you wanted to, so that you can get more uniqueness in there. And nearby local attractions, check this out. We got the Alameda Theatre. We got the, I don't know, Estorsic Collection. We got Emirates Stadium. We got other ones as well. And now we've got another one for Barnet in London. Plumbers for you. Okay, using personalized details that we fed it. And it's very easy to feed, guys. You just save your business profile. So whenever you're making details or data for your other companies or whatever, then you can do it. Okay, Royal Air Force Museum, Hampstead Heath, Brent Cross Shopping Centre. There you go, guys. And if we come into the editor, you can actually see these 3 plumbing articles down here, guys. Okay, and in each one, we've got different local areas of attraction. So how did I do this? Let me show you. So I've got something called local, and I'm going to click on edit so you can see it's only the one prompt. Okay, in this prompt, I'm saying write an article for homeowners and renters in the area, city, about keyword. Personalize the article with details about my business. Please use lists. I don't have to add the word please. Okay, so anyway, use lists and markdown formatting to create a user-friendly reading experience. Additionally, include nearby local attractions and places of interest that would be of interest to readers in the area and cite them appropriately. Some details on my business, and I'm giving it my business details. So using this prompt, I was able to create articles that were optimized for multiple areas inside of a city of my choice. And in each one of those articles, I was able to cite local nearby attractions and places of interest using ChatGPT and this. Okay, let me show you one last thing, guys, and then I think what we'll do is we'll call it the end of the video, because the video is getting too long again, and I can get very, very carried away. I know that. Okay, so anyway, I'll go over to content. What we'll do with content, we'll have a look at different tones and styles. Okay, and I'm going to create an SEO article, and I'm not using shortcodes. Yeah, I am using shortcodes, and we're going to actually have a look at the shortcodes because it's got different shortcodes. So now we've got shortcodes for audience. We've got short codes for tone and the writing style. Okay, so audience, I'm going to say researchers. Okay, and I'm going to say use the same for all. Now, I can add multiple ones down here, guys. Okay, and now I'm going to go over to tone. I'm going to say professional. Okay, professional tone, use it the same for all. And now the writing style. Okay, I'm going to say listicle framework, and I'm going to say how-to framework. So basically what we're doing down here, let me save this and I'll show you what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to create an article. I'm going to create 2 articles, by the way. Okay, and it's going to be for researchers in a professional tone, but the 2 articles I'm going to create, one is going to be in a listicle framework and one is going to be in a how-to framework. Now, I'm not going to show you how everything works, guys, because I just don't have the time for that. But what you could do as well, you could go out there and you could create an article for SEO, and you could only change the audience. And you could say create it for researchers, create an article for entrepreneurs, create an article for homeowners or whatever, and you go ahead and do that. Or you could come along and say, you know what, create me an article in a professional tone about SEO, create me an article in a simple tone about SEO, and what have you. But anyway, what we're doing here is we're going to create 2 articles using exactly the same tone, exactly the same audience, but we're going to change the type, the framework that we're going to actually use. And it's going to be for SEO, and we're going to create 2 articles. And I'm going to click on start. Okay, so let's have a look. So this one here is saying write using the listicle framework. Okay, so this is going to create an article in a list type. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here's a conclusion, and that's, no, it hasn't been done. Okay, so that's that been done, guys, and now it's going to go ahead and create an article about SEO in the how-to framework. Okay, so this is actually a how-to framework that it's using now. How does SEO work? What is SEO? On-page SEO, and it should be going through an how-to style way of actually writing this. So anyway, what this has allowed us to do, guys, is give us the keyword, one keyword, SEO, and we're able to now create this article in 2 formats, one using whatever formats that we wanted, so that we can get an understanding of what format that we like ourselves. So you know, you might want to get an article created for SEO in a professional tone. Okay, or you might want to get it written in a humorous tone or a persuasive tone or a formal tone or informal tone, and you don't really know a lot of what the difference is going to be. You don't know what your style of liking is. So what you can do is you can test it. You can say, come on, create me an article about SEO, use all of these various different tones, and let's see what you come out with. Let's see what I like. So anyway, this is the how-to style article, guys. The other one was the listicle type of article. Still hasn't completed, so it's going to add a few references now. Okay, and there was so many more automation things that I wanted to take you through, guys, that I haven't been able to. So I mean, we've got keywords, we've got related keywords too. Let's have a look. We've got local. I'm sure I had something for SEO. No, I've got nothing for SEO, even though a lot of them are for SEO. Okay, miscellaneous, I've got loads down here. Brainstorm article. So this brainstorm article, I just want to give you an idea of how a lot of these brainstorm stuff works as well. So for example, if I go over to brainstorm article, you can see down here I'm saying brainstorm a blog post article idea for the keyword, and then I'm saying create an optimized article using the brainstorm, and then I'm saying create a longer article on each point and adding multiple paragraphs, use markdown format. In fact, shall we quickly use this one, guys? I haven't used this one for ages. This is why it's in miscellaneous. And here, what you can see down here, guys, is I'm only saving output 3. Output 3 is what comes out of prompt 3. So I'm telling the software, create a brainstorm. I don't want to save it. Create an optimized article using the brainstorm. I still don't want to save that. And then I'm saying create a longer article expanding on each section or from that brainstorm, and then I'm saving that. In fact, guys, you know what? I think this has been very long. It's probably going to take about another 5 minutes to do. So I'm going to call this the end of the video. Let me know what you think, guys. And we're probably going to make a separate list for ChatGPT, because I know not everyone's going to be into ChatGPT, and probably there's going to be loads of you guys that are going to be wanting more details about ChatGPT. But there's so many automation things that I've done. There's so many steps and there's so many things that I've been working with when it comes to ChatGPT. I've got loads of things that I would love to share with you. I've got some strategies that I use, guys, all the time. They're like my go-to strategies, my go-to prompts that I use, that I haven't been able to go through with you, because I've been trying to show you how you guys can make your own strategies, your go-to strategies, and then how you're going to be able to rinse and repeat and use them over and over again as many times as you want, based on whatever keywords that you add down here. And this is really sophisticated as well, guys. So when we come to these short codes, as you can see, we've got, okay, when I was looking at a short code that had it, so for example, local, we've got area and city. It's totally dynamic, so I can create a strategy using my own short codes, and add them in here, and then I'll be able to control them from here as well. It really is that cool, guys. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope that you've been enjoying working with ChatGPT, and this video has demonstrated exactly how much more powerful ChatGPT can get while saving you time and effort. And if you do want more information about this, we're going to be releasing this soon, guys. If you do want more details about this, then please do join our email list, and also leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about this, guys. Let me know if this has blown your mind. Let me know if this is just something mediocre, or let me know what you think about this in total. I would love to hear your input. Now, when it comes to this software, guys, we've got things that are coming for YouTube. You're going to be able to transcribe a video and then get a summary of that video. So just imagine you don't want to watch a you don't want to watch, like, say, a 20-minute video, but you want to know what that video is about. You're going to be able to go and transcribe that video, send it to ChatGPT and say, summarize the video for me. It's that simple, guys. This tool is going to make everything so much more easier. Now, if you guys create videos for a living as well, imagine the kind of strategies that you can go ahead and create to create those transcripts. So you could turn around and say, create me 5 power points about the keyword or whatever pain point or whatever, and then, you know what, go ahead and create a transcript for me that can be used in a 5-minute short YouTube video. I mean, I haven't even played with that, guys, but I'm just telling you, every single area that you need content for, every single area that you need research for, this software is going to help you. And I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.